Welcome back to WA, Western Australia, here for the drug-aware Margaret River Pro. We left Margaret River, drove down the coast, and found this wave called North Point. Well, the world's best have been surfing it for many, many years. For the first time ever here at the championship tour level for competition, as we're into round one, heat number 2. Andino taking on Kennedy and Ezekiel Lau. Stu Kennedy up now, trying to get a quick start compared to the heat that just unfolded, which was very sleepy for big numbers. Stu up and out.
You know, it's wild and rugged and raw, and it's not just the surf either, and those beautiful beaches. There's so much to do here on those off days as well.
It looks so beautiful when you just come down in the early morning.
Tasmania, in some quite rugged conditions, so he is good in waves of consequence, but it's just getting that ball rolling. Here we go.
So now seeing more waves ridden. Here's Zeke Lau holding position on Kolohe to get this start. Little wrap out of the way. Open face hook for the rookie from Hawaii. Hard off the bottom and a beautiful forehand hook off the top. Drills it vertically. A lot of major moves for Zeke Lau, and he performs well on his opening strike. He's got the air game to match on that rampy section on the inside of North Point. This one sticking to turns and making sure he got this wave off of Andino.
Yep, you talk about how impressive this kid is on the rail. Quite a big, solid young man. We saw glimpses of brilliance on the Gold Coast. I mean, that was his first event, so dust the nerves out, get a couple of, heat wins under his belt. He's going to be tough to beat. I mean, solid in all kinds of conditions, Joe, good in the air. And once it gets hollow and starts barreling, I'm looking forward to seeing this guy quite possibly at the box, maybe tomorrow. So, yeah, looking forward to watching his year unfold.
So, Leo, who didn't really catch a wave, he got a 1, but he was totally in the heat. If a set game,
Definitely. Really interesting for us. We've been watching it all morning, but I could tell that you and Mick Fanning, as you made your way in, were really breaking down what was unfolding out there. What are we missing from the beach that you see in the lineup?
I sat on the rocks this morning for a good hour or two and just watched it, and there's a bunch of little ones that hit this kind of deep ledgy thing. That was what I got that 3.9 on. Had it been a little greedier and maybe hit the closeout, I probably could have got a good score out of it, but at that point it was like struggle street out there. You're kind of going, am I going to end up with a total of maybe 10 would be a great heat total, or is a 9-pointer going to come and let the other guy take the heat off me? But it's Mick and I saw that little section. Leo was dead set on sitting out the back and waiting for a big set.
Couple of days for yourself here in WA.
Remember, it's all about barrels and high performance surfing. I think we've seen some of the biggest airs ever completed on this venue. And then you double that up with a barrel. That's the ideal situation. Andino now, after a long way deep in the barrel, and he's looking for an exit. Great timing for Kolohe to get the completion and making that patience game really pay off.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a little taste, Joe, a little taste. Now, when this wave fires, Kolohe would then drive through that next section, come flying out the end, and go into the biggest air you've ever seen. So this is why Kieran called it on, because it's going to happen. I mean, there's going to be moments when this place lights up, and just fingers crossed. Let's have a look. Takes off, no bottom turn, straight into the barrel. Now he drives and looks for that little exit and sneaks out the bottom of the wave. So very technical tube ride for Kolohe Andino. Look at this, perfect. I mean, this is absolute perfection right here. And then just manages to get out of that thing, bails out. So a nice little wave there for Kolohe. Patience did pay off, dragging both of his hands to get as deep as possible, driving through that next section, and then decides, you know what, it's going to shut down, so I need to get out of this just to make sure I put a score on the board. And that's exactly what he's done. So great positioning, good timing, great wave selection, and I'm stoked he waited. Patience paid off.
And not every heat he doesn't get to have conditions as good as these. So a long wait for him, but turned in a long barrel ride for a 7.0.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, highest score of the day so far, and well deserved. Just rode that wave probably as good as you could, and and as you said, just perfectly timed it as well. You could have got a little bit greedier and looked for a little bit more on that, and would have ended up not coming out, which would have been a very average score.
Now Zeke Lau with priority will back up his 4.17. He's got a lot of drive, pulls in under the hood, makes it out quickly, wants a bonus section, pulls in super deep, and he's going to go down. So Zeke with a ton of drive, showing how much speed you can gather on this wave at North Point. Just a quick barrel to start this one off. He only had one score before that, so he only needed a 2.84 to get the lead off Andino.
Yeah, super tricky right there for Zeke, but you know, running out of time, so rolled the dice, and a good move there from Zeke, but just not enough to get him up into that first spot. Kolohe with a 7.0, one judge went as high as a 7.8. Let's have a look at Zeke. You can see he's not gone to the bottom of the wave, so he's using that top section, trimming nice and high, and then just tries to get that little bonus section through the inside. He wouldn't have come around that anyway, so why not give it a go? Why not try? Good size as well. This is what we're going to expect as this day does progress, but with that lower tide, we're going to see that wave a lot hollower. We're going to see them utilizing a little bit more of the face of the wave and not necessarily stay as high.
Great to see that approach from Zeke Lau. A ton of drive through that first barrel section. Second one shuts him down. As you look at the numbers on screen, it's actually a tie-break decision for the lead at the moment. Let's see how Kolohe Andino got the lead with really just one wave, a 7.0. He waited a long time for it. Before it started, Zeke turned in the 4.17 and had the lead for a moment, Potts.
Yeah, Zeke, I mean, you could tell sort of waiting for this wave to tube, and it didn't quite hit the reef properly, so deciding to go to moves. And I reckon this turn right here, the best on the wave. Bang, beautiful positioning there. Great style from Zeke Lau. Big, strong kid. Hasn't been a lot going on, but look at this. Kolohe Andino, patience paid off. And the highest scoring wave of the day. Didn't bite off too much. Deciding to sneak out the bottom of that wave there. Perfect positioning and timing for Kolohe Andino. Finds himself in the lead with 3.5 to go. Bit of a slow heat for the rest of the boys, though.
Such an important completion for Kolohe. And now trying to scrap into this wave to back up the 7. We'll stretch this one out down the line. It's not going to give him the barrel, so he's going to go to the front side hook. Slice it through one big section. It's enough to get a backup score, to get a little bit more room off Zeke and Stu Kennedy with 3:10 to go.
Smart move. You know, those are the little things that Kolohe's doing a lot better. I think this year is that he's, you know, just backing it up. I mean, he could have sat there and waited, deciding, you know what, you know, Zeke and I are pretty much equal points right now. I just need to make a point of difference, and this is going to be it. It's a small score of just a 1.77, but now Zeke is looking for something a little bit more substantial. Smart move right there from Kolohe.
As you see the strategy once again, having the 7 on one of the better waves in the matchup. Taking that wave, not giving him a barrel, but he's not going to kick out because he needs a backup score along with Stu. Maybe a final decision here. Kennedy wanting this wave to come in before the buzzer. Having a look is Zeke, but it's up to Stu if he wants it. He will get this wave right before the buzzer. All set up work because Stu wants to get barreled on this wave to answer, and it's not going to let him in. He'll just enjoy that last ride. Just showing his frustration a little bit there, wanting a chance to pull in. Ends up chasing an 8.27. Zeke Lau will also go to round 2, and Kolohe takes the big win. That 7.0 making the difference in the world there.